Up until the Civil War, the federal government had been funded primarily through tariffs, which we all know what a tariff is now, and a set of taxes on things like fuel and whiskey and all these kind of consumer goods that were being produced in the United States but still had taxes on them, and through the sale of some government property. They get to the Civil War, they don't have enough money. And they pass on August 5th, 1861, a set of taxes. Some of them are tariffs, some of them are property taxes, and some of them are income tax. The first income tax was 3% over $800 a year. A year later, that would increase to 3% for over $600 a year income and 5% over 10,000, which was a huge amount of money at that time. And those numbers sound low, but you have to keep in mind that all that money was going towards the war effort. There was no other infrastructure being supported by this. This is all about funding this massive civil war that's happening. The 1862 revision says that it should end in 1866, and eventually it does end in 1872. It's also not really kind of a toothy income tax. There's nothing that can happen if you don't pay your taxes in the same way that, later would happen. And the income tax after the 1872 collapse of the income tax under the legislature, it didn't come back around until the 16th Amendment in 1913. I often hear people saying that the first income tax was only 3%, and that sounds like gloriously low. But you have to keep in mind that that was all about funding this war. That is all about going, like, there's no federal infrastructure in the same way that there is now. So while that number seems low, it's actually like that's a pretty real ask at that moment in time, especially considering how much personal and property force the Civil War was putting on everybody.